Hey everyone, Sasra here with a little more Final Fantasy XIV now. I forgot to hit record, but you didn't miss much. I just spoke to Alphino and turned in the quest. Essentially, he is happy Estinian's alive, and that's it. And now he wants to go to talk to Lucia to see how Estinian is doing. Basically, that's it. No, nothing else missed. Miro, Master Alphino, my honored friends. As if winning Hraesvelgr to our cause were not enough, you took it upon yourself to rid us of his brood brother. I know not how to thank you. My own contribution was hardly noteworthy. The true saviors of the day were Miro and Estinian. Our one triumphed over Nidhogg shade, while the other strength of arms, and the other through strength of will. And speaking of Estinian, what news of his recovery? The Azure Dragoon was conveyed to the infirmary, where he now resides under the care of our hospitalier captain. I am told he is yet to regain consciousness. But as you know, Estinian's mind and body were held hostage for many days. You must be patient and allow the process of healing to begin. In the meantime, you would do well to rest and recover your own ordeals. But surely, Sir Emmerich is never long from Estinian's bedside, and will send word the moment there are any developments. Now, if I have satisfied your concerns, I believe Lord Edmund and his sons are most eager to celebrate your return. Very well, First Commander. Come, Mero. 'Twould seem that we are awaited at Fort Hom Manor. Oh yeah. Guys, I don't know if you can tell, but our pet for today is Midgard Summer. And Midgard Summer is currently landing on my shoulder and blending into the King Slime hat. Alright. Welcome, Mistress Princess. Shall I show you inside the manor? My apologies, guys. We have a very late start today, so we're going to have a very short stream, unfortunately.
The heroes of the hour return.
We but did our duty, my lord. It was the memories of fallen friends and not our heroism which saw us through at the last.
I wanna fuck Magni.
I gave every ounce of my strength, but mine efforts would have counted for naught had the Warrior of Light not arrived to challenge the Great Worm. As a sworn knight of Ishgard, I had hoped to do more for my city.
Well, we cannot all be heroes, dear brother. Let us put away our pride for a moment and revel in the valiant deeds of our comrade. For your sterling service to Ishgard, we salute you. And while we're on the subject of valiant deeds, I believe I myself have earned some small measure of recognition. Under my watchful command, the ballistas of the Outer Ward struck down a veritable swarm of Dravanian invaders.
My lord's command was certainly watchful. He bravely watched as the siege crews took aim, and continued to watch as countless wyverns met their end. Indeed, the ward's defenders proved so well drilled that my lord had little occasion to stop watching.
There will be time enough to determine who is most deserving of recognition later. Our friends are doubtless weary from their exertions. I had chambers prepared in expectation of your return. You are welcome to retire at your leisure.
I am most grateful for your hospitality, my lord. but I believe I shall pay a visit to the Temple Knight's Infirmary. Pray excuse me.
Our master Alphino has grown. The plight of his stricken brother-in-arms pains him more than his own hurts. In which respect he has come to resemble you, warrior of light. Go then, visit the Azure Dragoon, and grant him what comfort you may.
Alright, here we go. Yeah, we're not gonna get nearly as much done today as I had hoped, but that's okay. We'll just cram it in and rush as fast as we can. No, I'm kidding. That'll just lead to a less enjoyable experience. We'll just have to accept that we're gonna be a little bit behind schedule. Not that I had much of a schedule. It's just Dawntrail's coming up, so we're gonna lose more time to that because servers are gonna be hard to get into. Miro, my friend, what can I do for the savior of Ishgard? You seek Master Alphino? Ah, he came to relieve me of my vigil a short while ago. When he begged to sit at Estinian's side, I could not well refuse him. Though he would sooner faint than admit it, the boy must be exhausted by Hraesvelgur's trial and all that followed. Estinian is blessed to have such devoted comrades. Litany of Peace. We're gonna get a wind-up Aimrek, a Alpine Coat, and the Dragonsong Orchestrion Roll. My own friendship with Estinian began some 10 years past, shortly after we joined the Temple Knights. I learned his name soon enough, but Estinian barely registered my existence. I was less a fellow recruit and more a shadow which occasionally darkened his path. And so, I might have remained had fate not seen to fit to intervene. While out on patrol, our company was set upon by a dragon, and we were the only two to survive. The experience forged a bond between us, as such life-threatening situations are wont to do. Despite our friendship, he remained an intense and solitary youth, wholly obsessed with claiming vengeance against Nidhogg. Revenge was ever at the forefront of his mind. Revenge for the death of his parents, and revenge for his younger brother. I would venture that in Alpha he sees something of his lost sibling. And in the ungentle chidings of Estinian, Alphino has found the elder brother he had never had. Truth be told, Estinian's tactless observations have saved me from disaster more than once, and I can well understand Alphino's affection for him. He is a friend for whom I would gladly. Lord Commander, your presence is required in the infirmary. Is he? Tell them I'm on my way. Well then. Quickly, Miro, we must go to him. Upon proceeding to the infirmary, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these in their entirety. Here. So, that's what we're here for. That lighting shift because of the sphere.
Estinian!
Cease your mewling, boy. It grates my ears.
Forgive me. When I saw you awaken, I could not... It was such a relief. We feared you might never wake up.
Now, Estinian.
If Master Alphino thought any less of you, you would still be Nidhogg's plaything. Or dead.
Aye, 'twas but a jest. I thank you, Alphino. And you too, Warrior of Light. Quite how you managed to persuade Hraesvogr to aid in his brood brother's downfall I cannot imagine. But full glad am I that you did. Yet again, you have achieved the impossible.
I, for my part, owe you an apology. When last we met, I did willingly loose an arrow at your heart. Can you forgive me?
There is naught to forgive, Hameric. You but acted in defense of Ishgard as is your duty. Were you any less single-minded about it, I would not follow you into battle, nor trust you at my back. Besides, I had come to the selfsame conclusion, that I would have to perish for Nidhogg to be stopped. So let us dispense with the hand-wringing. I have heard enough mewling for one day.
Oh!
The tendrils of Nidhogg's foul presence bound up every fiber of my being, usurping my senses, but I yet retained some trace of awareness. The worm's mind was as a vast and tumultuous sea. Endlessly its black waters churned, his grief and despair at Ratatoska's murder never calming, never receding. Driven by this surging current came wave upon wave of unrelenting rancor. It was the very image of my own heart. There I saw the dark reflection of the hatred I felt after Nidhogg slew my family, when no path remained save vengeance against dragonkind. Neither one of us had a choice. But I was blessed with something Nidhogg was not. Comrades and teachers to console and admonish me. Had I not had them to gainsay my obsession, it would surely have consumed me as Nidhogg's did him, and we would have been in all respects alike. Though his shade is banished, his spirit scattered upon the sea of clouds, I feel no joy at his passing. Where once I craved vengeance, I now crave rest. Lord Commander, my hunt is at an end. I would lay down the mantle of Azure Dragoon.
My friend.
He has tired himself with too many words. I doubt not that he will make a full recovery, but he must be allowed some few days of quiet.
I too must see my path to its end. Sleep well, my friend.
Following the battle with Nidhogg on the Steps of Faith, Sir Emeric called an assembly that he might make his final proclamation as acting head of state. 'Twas there, with one decree, that the 1,000-year rule of the archbishops was ended, paving the way for a new republic. The governance of Ishgard would now be placed in the hands of high and lowborn alike, their ranks represented by the newly founded House of Lords and House of Commons. Church was separated from state. The foundation for change had been carefully laid, and the reforms proposed by Ishgard's new government passed into law without incident. His duty done, Emeric de Burrell gladly stepped down from the Archbishop's dais, only to be raised unto the highest seat in the House of Lords. Though he strove at first to refuse this honor, the unexpectedly strident voice of the Count de Durandare left him little choice but to accept. And so it was that the winds of gentle revolution came to stir. Prominent among the many honored guests at Sir Emeric's investiture were the ambassadors of Dragonkind, a fitting symbol of Ishgard's newfound peace. The people looked on in awe as he soared through the heavens on Dragonback, and by their cheers did they hail him an azure dragoon for a new age. Thus were the notes of the Dragonsong rewritten, the din of war giving way to a rising litany of peace and hope.
From the Memoirs of Count Edmund de Fourton, Evansward. We return. Alright. I was gazing out at the sea of clouds in an all too rare moment of idleness, when I chanced to behold a certain hero wending her way towards the city on Dragonback. Welcome home, Mira. Nay, 'twas no grave matter that moved me to greet you in person. Between you and me, I merely sought respite from the pressures of office. No sooner do I surrender my role as temporary head of state than I am burdened with the position of more permanent responsibility. I fancy that it echoes in some small measure to the way you must feel when your impossible feats of heroism are wedded with still more impossible challenges. The myth which guided our society for generations lies in tatters. Am I then to be scorned for building upon the system of nobility that I once sought to tear down? And what strange jest is it that places me at its pinnacle, an archbishop's bastard at the head of the House of Lords? But these questions are for me to answer. It is not in man's nature to change overnight. This I learned through painful experience, and it was this hard lesson which convinced me to take the path that we now follow. Even as we rebuild the bridge between man and dragon, so must we reimagine Ishgard, one carefully placed stone at a time. We must remember that it is not for us we may lay this groundwork, but for the men and women that our children will become. May their towers rise proudly from the fundament of our legacy. Blame dues. Welcome back, Tengage. I heard from Captain Whitecap that Astinian has vanished from his sick room. His willfulness survives undiminished. Perhaps, should you ever happen upon our unmannerly friend in your travels, pray assure him that I shall keep Ishgard safe until he deigns to come home. Thank you, Mero, and please convey my warmest regards to Master Alphino. So this is only patch 3.3 content, guys. I guess technically now we're on patch 3.4. No, we're still on patch 3.3. We haven't turned in this quest yet. Minicat? What are you doing down there, Minicat? Oh, I see. You're doing important things. Is it time to roll around on the ground? Hello. It is indeed time to roll around on the ground. He should be streaming at early thousands YouTube quality, 180p. Oh, I can't believe you've done this. You spoke with Sir Emmerich? I do not envy him his new position. Ishgard has chosen a new road, but one littered with detritus of 1,000 years of broken faith. Yet, though her people may stumble from time to time, I know of none better than Sir Emmerich to lead the march of progress. As for us, there remains the small matter of ushering in a new dawn in the shadow of an inscrutable Ascian machinations and a seemingly endless procession of primals. But we too must walk our chosen path, no matter how treacherous the footing. There we go. In the wake of Ishgard's governmental reform, new airship routes have been sanctioned. You may now travel to a selection of distant locales from the landing in Ishgard. Yay! Thank you, Blanes. Nay, you need not remain here. We shall rendezvous at the usual place. All is proceeding as expected then? Aye, there is naught to concern us, aside from one overly curious mouse. This way! Him again. It is of no moment. They will play their part and we will play ours. God, listening to John Oliver talk shit. Thus did grey mist give way to azure skies, man and dragon rise above, voices joined in song, but beneath shrouded boughs, beyond the scope of light, shadow stirs. For the Horde. Yeah, listening to John Oliver talk shit about AT&T is absolutely hilarious. Like, he went to that, he sent an emissary to that melting ice contest I asked you about. We got an achievement, a title called the Dragonsong. Anyway, it was a polar bear mascot with a broken penis. Anyway, and they're like, he was like, and Joey, the polar bear with the broken penis, I don't remember his first name, waved goodbye to his employer, and it shows him waving goodbye to the AT&T place, and then he goes, "Hey, Chocobo, Jeremy, don't go back to work. AT&T said that you didn't have to." Alright guys, we're gonna take a break here and then we'll continue on. We are gonna start patch 3.4. Don't go anywhere.